Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. So tonight I'm going to be working with Special Someone. So I didn't use the balloons or the flowers. That'll come. And I also used the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I just love these. So I want to show you how, like in one card I colored it, but tonight I'm not going to. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to show you how that goes right now. And these are the easiest ones that I've seen. So out of that die, I cut this paper. I think that's from, I forget. Gotta love me. I forget which this one is too. Oh, yep, Magnolia. And the other one might be also from the Magnolia. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's get to stamping. Like, you don't, need me messing up here. Okay, so let's do it. So I'm going to take my black ink, and I still use either Gina K or the scrapbook.com because you can either color or watercolor with it. So I'm going to take the black. Isn't he cute? Then with this other one, I'm going to take some smoky slate. And then you just line them up. And I found, I'll lower this a little bit. I found lining up the eyes, like if you can see it on here, the eyes and the nose. And then if you have to shift it at the bottom, of course it's a little far away, so let's cross your fingers. Look how perfect. Is he not the cutest? So I think tonight, because I've already done those and I cut them out with my scan and cut, so I will show you on the other card how to like enhance it with a marker. I just thought of that right now. So let's put this together because I already have it all set up and these guys are cut out. And I did put a little bit of green on the bottom. So this black piece, which is a layer for that, is 4 1/8 by 3. So that's going to sit on there. Piece of DSP, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this other black piece is 5 1/4 by 4. So let's put this simple card, because once you stamp all 3 of them and cut them out, and next month, now they did this last year, but they came out with coordination product release. So from February 4th to March 31st, you can get the coordinating dies, and then one of them is paper for some of these awesome sets. And they're limited, while supply lasts. So I'd say if you've got your catalog, if you don't, I'll send you one. Just let me know. But order it right away when it's available in February. Because there's still people that are posting, trying to find the ones from last year. I think this one's empty. But I've got more. Yeah, this is pretty much empty. This one probably is too. Oop, there's still some more in this one. So let's bring that over there. And let's get this puppy together. Trying to look at Happy New Year. I forgot to say that too. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve. I did my usual seafood. So usually I do whole lobster, but I did tails. And I bought some claws. Okay, so these guys are going to be right here. They're so cute. They're just so cute. And then I already pre-did the happy birthday because I do want to do that other card. So I'm just going to snip it there and there and put that kind of sort of in the middle. Like that. And then I always find it easier to do put my middle guy in first when I'm lining something up. Oh, and anybody who does use a scan and cut, I did want to give you this tip. I know a lot of people think if they color first and then go to cut it, that it's better to put it on color. It's not. It's better to leave it on your black and white because it will pick up the color and cut out like random things, where it won't if you leave it on the black and white, which is weird. Sometimes with like light colors, you need to put the color on, but most things will cut out leaving that setting on black and white. And if you know there's breaks and things, connect it with a pencil. So then I am going to pop just this piece up. Just this piece. If you color then cut, you could end up messing it up. Yes, absolutely. I have done that too. That's actually how I learned about the black and white setting. A lot of times I cut them out and color them after. It all depends on what I'm coloring. But these these little guys I did, and they were fine. But I did color the green after. Whoops. Okay. And then we're just going to put this down. So really quick and easy card. No bows, no whatever. Because that is so easy to stamp. But then I'll show you the difference in my other card. Like he looks great here, but then when you, let me pull it out. It's going to be the third card I do. So can you see the difference? This one I totally colored. And you know what? I think I am going to color it. I mean, you could still do it and then just enhance part of it. I'll try that. I can always like color over it. We'll see. But that's going to be the third card that I'm doing. So this was this one. I have my overhead light off on the ceiling, thinking that that might help. I don't know. And then knowing me, you know I like to pull other sets. So I came up with this one with the little mouse from this set. And this is the set, Back on Your Feet. I love this set too. But you know I'm a turtle freak. And if you don't, you do now. So we're going to use the Stampin' Blends for this one. And the catalog goes live on the 3rd. This is my hostess code. So you can go to my site, gailoneal.stampinup.net, and I will put a link and you can place orders. You'll be able to see the catalog on there if you don't have one yet. But if you do want one, absolutely, I will send it out. So let's stamp this little guy. I hope I didn't just stamp him too high for the back on your feet. Well, we'll do, you know what? Let me do it on the back, just in case. Just in case. Okay, so let's stamp him a little lower. And then where'd my little mouse go? Here he is. He's so cute. Okay, so there's the little mouse. Whoa. So I started out with, this is the light and dark Granny Apple. Hi, Lisa, Carol. And of course, I'm using the light and I should have been using the dark. So I'm just kind of doing where the artist like already gave us our shadow, except for right there. And you don't have to get crazy with this one. So then I'm going to take the light, and I'm not getting crazy with this one. I'm just kind of coloring, but yet giving it a little bit of shading. And then his legs. I think I'll do the light because it's in my hand, and then go back and add a little dark. Oh, what a good idea. Okay, same thing with his face. So I'm just coloring him in like you would with anything, coloring book style. Oh, he's got 4 legs, not 3. Okay, so then I'm going to pull in the darker and just put in a little shading. Maybe I'll go back and even blend it out. Maybe. Okay, so I will. But you don't even really have to. Okay, then I took, let's try the dark old olive, because who knows what I took, and I hate that side. So I'm going to just fill in a few of these. And then I'm going to go a little darker. With dark mossy meadow. I don't want to do over there. And then I'll bring that one back because it was a little uneven. Okay, so then I took yellow, and this is the light So Saffron. and just colored in between and colored the inside, just like bloop. So there he is. Okay, then of course, because I can't help myself, I had to bring in an illustrator. This is the lightest gray, and did a little bit in his eye and a little bit underneath him. And then we need to do the mouse. So I have the light and dark of the Stampin' blends. So this one is the light, and I did like his center. Let me put in some shading, and then I'll go back with that because I don't know where I am. So I'm going to shade around his arm, a little bit like under his neck, some down his back, just a little, and then in his tail, which is kind of hard to get into. Let's go under his ear, maybe on the top of his head too, and his nose. Now that's what makes the difference, is getting his nose. Everybody needs a good nose job. Okay, then I'm going to come back a little bit here. And a little bit more there. And basically, he's done now. You could add in pink if you wanted to, but we're keeping it simple, because I do want to get to the other one. So then I took the Hope You're Back on Your Feet. Yeah. I don't know, it's lost. I could make it a happy birthday card. It was just here. It was, I swear. That's empty. I make such a mess. I don't know. Maybe I put it away. Friendship refreshes the soul. All right. And you know it's going to turn up in a second. Gotta love it. Little turtle and the mouse are best friends. Okay, friendship refreshes the soul. Now, why that was still out on my desk? Okay. So then I'm going to take a little sponge and the gray, which was just here. This desk was, I seriously cleaned it before I went on. So I just want to soften the edges. So you can do it with gray or green, whatever you want to do, but it does need a little something. Oh, and I got a color under the mouse. Otherwise, he's like floating. Let's unfloat him. So this is, I hope, the light. Yeah, I really want the other one. Sorry, but I really love my illustrators. Okay, so let's glue this together. Right side. So I can't tell if the lighting is better or not until I go to edit. Make sure your card is the right way. Isn't this pretty too? This is just coming out. Best Dress 6x6. There's some like beautiful paper in here. Beautiful. That's another one of my stamping goals, is to use more of my paper and stop hoarding it. But I really do like to do all these like one sheet coloring in the backgrounds. So I'm just going to put this a little tilted. And truly, it's a pretty quick card if I didn't mess around. Okay. Mess around looking for a stamp that's probably right in front of me or behind my my little tablet here. So this is the card. Whoops, here's my little mask. Now these I also cut out on the Scan and Cut. And they did have a little bit of an oops, like right here in the ear, if you can see that. It's a little blurry. But I should have taken a pencil and just closed it, because anything that's open, it's gonna like go into. So 5 by 3 3/4, my norm. And I am going to stamp first. We'll get him. Okay, then I'm going to get the squirrel. Right there. And then the little mouse. They're just having a conversation with each other. Okay, so then I took a pencil, which was trying to hide on me. And I just kind of drew in a little knoll there. And then I did the same thing there. So that just gives me a place to kind of go from. So I'm going to take and I don't think his ear, part of his ear missing, is going to matter too much. And I'm going to mask him off. I'll try to stay a little bit away from his ear. I do have the other one here. Isn't that raccoon cute? Okay. So we're going to mask this guy. And it's better for your mask to be smaller than larger. It's hard to get them off when they're so teeny. Come on. Got it. She's got it. Okay, so let's get him on. Okay, so we're all masked. So I am going to take, we're going to use some glycerin. Now, on the original card, I used glycerin for the sky, but down here, I totally colored. Well, now I'm going to do it a little different, and I am going to do my green with the glycerin and then color over it just to see if it's a little faster. So on the block, I'm going to go up so you can maybe see it better. So I've got my block and I've got the glycerin. That's the one I used for blue. Hold on. Oh, here's the other one. So now if I need it, I'm going to take this card just to like mask off a little area, but really it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to get this all because if you get your main color and then go back and do some detail, I just feel it's a little bit faster. Oh, there's my towel. So I'm going to wipe off the green, and now I'm going to put, and that was sea foam. Now I'm going to use some balmy blue. And put a little bit more glycerin. No notification. It's Facebook. Facebook's been making a lot of changes, and it's messing with a lot of people in different ways, no less. So into the glycerin and then pick up the color. Now, if I had a scrap, I would make sure I'm not too blotchy. But usually if you start off and then go to it, he's gonna have a blue ear. Okay, so we've got a nice smooth sky. So that's done. Okay, so now this is where I used all my other, and I'm just going to pick random colors because your grass is always going to look a little different. And I just flicked in like I did on that other card that I did last week, maybe. But now you have that base, so it just looks a little better. So I'm just making like small flicks. And I'm going to take it all the way down there. You can keep changing color, going back with others. So I'm going to do the same thing and flick. Okay, so I want to do the part that I'm still not so good at, but that's like separating. So I want to put some shadow behind, but it just doesn't really work out too well for me yet. But it's good enough that it looks decent. But it doesn't look like something sitting in front. Like higher than the other. I don't know. I'll get there. And then I just flicked a little bit higher so that you wouldn't see, because I didn't erase that line. And you don't even have to stay like exactly straight. You know, like I wouldn't flick sideways, but If they go slanted, it still looks good. It looks very natural to my eye. I don't know. It's called faking it. Okay, so then I didn't do on the original a lot on the upper one. But I did some. I don't, oh, chartreuse, maybe that was the color. So what I did was I just flicked in some color. And then when I take the masks off, I will fill in any spot that may have been missed. So it's kind of giving like the illusion of okay, so let's take off those masks. And then I'll fill in a little bit around them. But that one's pretty darn good. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the green and just fill in and then around the mouse tail. Okay, so I think what I will do is I'm going to try doing this on this one. Oh, it's not what I wanted. Good thing I just realized that. Okay, I want the gray. Whoa. Because we want to see if this works. If this... So I'm going to do with the smoky slate. And then, so I'm lining it up. I'm using the nose and the eyes. I love how like perfect it does it. So I could leave them just like that, but I'm not. So I'm going to take, and I've got like different of the ice grays, different numbers. And I'm going to go in and enhance some of it, just to give a little bit more definition. So I'm doing like very little flicks, so not to totally lose, because I haven't learned how to do real fur yet. And I'm going to try and darken his hands. So under his chin. Okay, so I'll go around here too. It's different than coloring in the whole thing. But I think I do want to color in the whole thing, because look at the difference. I mean, if you're just doing a card So I'm going to grab 5, 3, and 1 should be down here. So let's take 5, which is a little bit lighter, and I'm going to blend out some of that. It's pretty fast. You're still going to see like the fur underneath what the artist has drawn. Okay, so then we're going to do a little bit of 3, which is even lighter. So I'm going over where I did the other, and in the same direction kind of that they're going. Not too much on his ears. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the lightest one. That's 6. There it is, hiding on me. Okay, and then where he's white, I'm going to put a little bit of gray and I'm going to take one of the darker ones. This is number 6, and do a little on his nose, a little coming down there, and on his face, and that's going to just totally brighten him up, and inside his ears. And then the lighter color on that spot on his nose. Could do his eyes too, but I'm going to leave well enough alone on that one. So big difference, right? Okay, so then I'm going to take tan, saddle brown. Let's see. This one is number 5. Oops, I want the darker one first. So number 6. So we're going to make him a red squirrel. So I'm going around him, down his face, a little, not a lot, just to go around him, down his back a little bit. And then we'll take the next color, TN5, and we're going to go up. We're going to come around there. We're going to go up his face a little bit, a little bit more in his arms, up his back. And then this is apricot. So again, over where I was, and you could go over everything, you know, twice to give it even more. But I'm not. But I do want to get his nose a little darker, so I'm just going to grab any old brown. No rhyme or reason. And then even a lighter one. So this is pale tan for his mouth. And you could go back in, give a little bit more definition and white spots that So he's kind of good, kind of cute. And then back to the grays for the mouse. But I'm going to use a brown gray. So I'm going to take brown gray 6. And just define him. So again, by the arms. And he's little, so it's not going to take a lot. And then I'm going to go to, oops, wrong one. Brown, we'll do brown 2. Brown gray. And he's also going to need a nose job with a darker one. So I'm going to come back with brown 9 and do his little schnoz. Oh, I made him a big one. He's going to have to live with that. And I forgot his tail. Okay. So that's a lot of markers. So they're all to the side. So now I used the Stamparatus and I did hello friend. So let's see if that's lined up, and it isn't. Of course, I'm a little too far over. So I'm going to move this over. And I need to put a piece of tape on that one. So this is going to be a little higher than the other one, but I have room to move it over. So what I like about using the Stamparatus is, you'll see in 1 second, watch it be perfect. It's not. You can see it's very dotty. So you can go over it, or maybe you can't see it. But we want that to be crisp. And sometimes I use another ink to do that. That's better. That's going to dry better. But now you don't want to really touch it, because you don't want fingerprints. But then you've personalized that card. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just kind of take off the excess. So let me raise that and find the glue. So I'm mounting this on a piece of Cajun Craze. So I wanted to basically, you know, keep this pretty simple, but could stamp flowers and all kinds of things on there. Let me make sure this is in the right direction. Yep. And we're gonna put that up. Let's try using up the rest of these. This must be another one hanging out because I know I cut one. But that's me, never putting things back in the same exact spot. My flicker. I hate being without my flicker. Okay. Up she goes. So here's basically a one-layer card, except I layered it. And that is the card. So I also did write down hostess code, which was here a moment ago. And here's the other card. Let me just find that. Oh, there it is. So here's the hostess code for January. So you can go to my website. I'll post it again, and I will post this, but it's XUUWXRSW, and starting on the 3rd, anything from this catalog, and then there's the celebration. Don't forget about that. Celebration, for every $50 you spend, you get to pick something free, which is awesome. So here's my cards for tonight. I thank everybody for joining me. I will be back on Sunday with, you know my motto, I don't know what, but it'll be something. So I'll see you then. Happy New Year. Good night, everybody.